Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to be taking a look at Lowe's. Now, if you watched my last video, we took a look at Home Depot, and I can't wait to see how Lowe's compares. Home Depot set a pretty high bar. We'll see what happens. Before we go in, I did want to say a special thank you to all of the patrons who help support the channel. If you're interested in joining our Fright Club, you can check out the link to my Patreon page in the description below. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and head on in. Now, the first thing I notice, aside from this giant wall of decoration, which honestly looks a little bit better than Home Depot because it's a little bit more eye level and you can really see some of the props, is that there's noticeably some props missing. Specifically, that 12-foot mummy that they advertised online this year. No sign of that in the store. They did have a few animatronics here on the main display. Not a whole lot, but there were a few more on that back shelf. And unfortunately, this one doesn't work. It's not the only one, and I'm a little bit surprised because, I mean, this display could not have been up for that long. These items shouldn't either be broken or not working at this point. And it's really sad because I wanted to see what that did.
Go ahead, run away. I'll just catch up with you later. Keep your nice there.
I love the creepiness of that clown. Top notch. I think that one could use a little bit of work. I don't know why they made their hair like that, but it just kind of gets in the way of the prop. I like this witch too. It's not working. She seems a little bit more fun, a little bit more earthy than our standard witches. More like a little fortune teller there with her crystal ball. I would have liked to see what she did. Okay, I like the giant skull, didn't quite care for the sound effects. Here we have a rack full of the sort of lesser, I guess, animated figures. A witch, a werewolf. I see now that this had an on button on its back, or try me button, so sorry, don't know what it does. I assume the lights or the eyes just light up. Maybe it had a sound effect. But maybe things are better without sound. I do like the look of that creepy clown again, though. They really know how to do the clowns. We have a skeleton prisoner, a baby doll. Something about that baby doll with her hands shackled in a chain, screaming, just makes me a little bit uncomfortable. All right, we've got some more large pumpkins. Nice lighting effect on that one. Another more of the standard orange pumpkin. At least that one had a sound effect. Okay, I can't decide if I like sound effects or not at this point, I guess. Some are good, some are bad. Like the wreaths. I like how this spider one has that webbing look around it, like an actual spider web. That didn't look too cheesy. All right, we've got some skeletons to choose from. Home Depot had a few different sort of finishes to their skeletons. Here it seems like they're all this. At least it lights up, though. Pretty standard. This is kind of neat. Look, you can make family signs. Not exactly sure how it works, but I assume it comes with decals or paint or something, because you have your base template here, and you just fill in your name. That's kind of neat. Might have to get one of these. Some flags for your yard. Looks like they have a lot of Nightmare Before Christmas merchandise. In fact, here are some plushies, and I know a lot of you say, why didn't you test out the plushies? So I tried. I really did with this one. I couldn't figure out how to make it do anything. Maybe it doesn't. I have no idea. I do like the Haunted Mansion plushes, though. I'm a big fan of the Haunted Mansion in general, of course. I love all things Disney, and Lowe's certainly has Disney on lock this year. Here is some more Haunted Mansion merchandise. Not a huge fan of these sort of rotating lights that just shine images around the room. It's a little cheesy, and they seem to be making them out of everything these days. But check this out. I'm really tempted to get that myself. And I really like this Haunted Mansion sort of a lighting effect, but I've never had a huge amount of luck with those, so I ended up putting it back. In the back here is a Madame Leota crystal ball, which I was very excited to see, but when we press the button, that is totally Coco Peru with blue hair. All right, more Disney. We've got some Mickey Mouse, a little statue. That's kind of cute. I love these little pumpkin stands. I've never gotten one, but I think they're always a good idea. And then, of course, you're going to need stuff to decorate your pumpkins, carve your pumpkins, and so forth. So they've got a lot of little kits here for you. There's a Mickey Mouse one, Nightmare Before Christmas, Star Wars. It's almost like Lowe's is owned by Disney. Jeez. All right. Couple of bucks for some pumpkin carving kits. Honestly, if you're looking for cheap pumpkin carving kits, just go to the Goodwill. I see them there all the time. I guess people buy them with the aspirational goals of carving a pumpkin, but like me, I can't stand to carve pumpkins. I just don't do it anymore. I just go for the plastic pumpkins. This pumpkin is a little interesting, a little light. Requires 2 hands to open there though. And here are their plastic pumpkins. These are a bit more standard. I was very excited to see Home Depot had a wide selection of rotting pumpkins this year. And I was saying how they look so much better than that, just those generic looking pumpkins. That kind of is exactly what we just saw here at Lowe's. They do have the standard lineup of inflatables. I don't know if the same inflatables are just sold by every store really. They are, looks like a lot of gemmy air-blown inflatables, but I have no idea. They do have some licensed merchandise. There's Shrek. I haven't seen that one before. I know they had Universal Monsters last year, so I don't know if they're doing deals with Disney and Universal. Some of these larger air-blown inflatables, though, I haven't seen in other stores. Like that vulture on a tombstone. I actually bought an inflatable vulture here several years ago. It was huge. I think it's like 6 or 7 feet tall, and I paid $11 for it on clearance. Lowe's puts their stuff on clearance early, and it usually goes pretty cheap. That's what I love about them. All right, here we can get some more yard decor, it looks like. But first, some little tchotchkes.
Come on, Zero. Christmas isn't over yet.
All right. They are really, like I said, going all in on this Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. Don't really know what that thing is supposed to do, but here we have some more of these lights again. They just make them for everything. All right, there's some Nightmare Before Christmas, and some more Nightmare Before Christmas, and what's up next? Even more Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. All right, come on. It's a good movie, but does it have to monopolize everything Halloween? It's getting a little bit ridiculous. All right, but let's see. More inflatables, large ones. I do actually like these, I don't know what you call them, just little plasticky things you stick it in your yard, very two-dimensional. It's just kind of neat. I'd like to see more of those in other themes. All right, we've got some bags. This is a lantern. I actually kind of like the way that Zero kind of 3D pops off that one. All right, here's a pumpkin.
There are few who deny it. What I do, I am the best.
I do love the way that glows from within. I thought that was a very awesome effect. Not really sure what those are, just lights that shine down, lights that shine around the room. Honestly, I'm getting a little bored with all of this Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I mentioned if you're a collector, this is a smorgasbord and you're thrilled. But if you're not, I mean, if you're not a fan of this, you're not going to decorate with it. And that's like half the stuff Lowe's has. I kind of like the way that flashes though. All right. The other thing is that everything plays the same music. So you don't want all your props doing the exact same thing. Anyway. All right. Ooh, that's kind of neat. Love those pumpkins and that Fright This Way, this sort of luminary look. That reminds me of the Grandin Road Enter If You Dare luminaries I've always wanted to get, and I imagine they're a lot cheaper here at Lowe's. This bowl has a nice ethereal effect. I've bought that a couple of times in the past for my giveaways. I think it's great.
Are you frightened yet?
I do like the way that those eyes moved around in that skull. Go great on a bookshelf next to those books. We're not going to test those. We've seen them everywhere and they are upside down, but they have a little ghostly effect as well. More projections. I mean, they were neat, I guess, when they first came out, but come on. We need some innovation in our Halloween products, not just rehashing the same props with different designs every year. This is supposed to be a short circuit bulb, but it doesn't really look short circuity. It just looks like it's kind of like bloody or something. And then we've got our pathway markers. There's the luminaries, $26. Okay, not too bad. What do these do?
There's something spooky out tonight, and I think...
Aside from the gargoyle, I wouldn't decorate with any of that stuff. And then why does the gargoyle need to move? I mean, it doesn't do that.
Dare you look at me in that way? You will be stoned in no time.
Alright, that skeleton was kind of fun, but I really loved that candelabra with the snakes on it. A pair of those on your mantelpiece would look pretty cool. Here we have some rotted pumpkins. The thing I don't like about these, though, is they look very metal and not pumpkin-like. I mean, I guess the ones in Home Depot might have looked a little more plasticky, but it felt a little bit more realistic than just the tin-looking ones. This is a perfect gargoyle. I love the lighting effect on the wings. Fantastic. And then we, of course, have a light-up tree. This one's got a couple of different colors. And we have a doll, but look at this giant clown head. That's creepy. And we have our licensed Halloween merchandise and string lights and so forth. We're going to have this stuff for all the different franchises, it looks like. Here's Friday the 13th. And we've got some Nightmare Before Elm Street coming up. That movie terrified me as a child. And of course it has this absolutely creepy song. Hate it. So let's just play it again to make me cry. Now these just look like larger versions of the things we just looked at. Alright, well next up we have the other animatronics to look forward to. They have a big selection here up on the wall, starting with a Chucky. It looks like it moves.
You let me out of here right now!
Can't find what you're looking for? I'm gonna split you in two. Never played Skin the Cat.
So I was actually looking for a Gravedigger this year. I ended up buying last year's model, I believe, from Home Depot's website. And I'm glad I did because that Gravedigger they just showed is atrocious. It looks horrible. Anyway, here's some graves to go with the Gravedigger. Some of them light up like this one. But they're a bit pricey. I mean, it seems like for just a little bit more you can get the plasticky or even plastery ones that are a little bit more heavy duty. Got the window clings. Got to be careful with these so they don't stain your window. Someone in the comments told me though, because I always complain about these, that you can use some baby oil or something and that'll take it off. But I haven't tried since I had a problem with it way back when. Do like the floor mats. I put a new one out almost every year. Look at these fun signs, and this is something I haven't seen before. And enter if you dare and come in and rest your bones with little lights attached. I like that effect. That's pretty neat. Alright, and then of course we can't have any shop without Halloween gnomes. So moving quickly past that, we've got a few more pumpkins with some designs and even some dog toys on the end cap. They actually are kind of fun. I like the eyes popping out of that skull, but I think I've seen that before. I think you can find a lot of this stuff like in the PetSmart as well. Then we've got some pumpkins. Not sure what that material is, but at least it's not velvet, which everyone knows I hate. And with that, I forgot to shoot an end shot, so we're going to end with the pillows here. Happy Haunting there being my favorite. Be sure to stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Help me get to 100,000 subscribers. And we'll be doing some more store tours soon, as well as product reviews, DIYs, and more. Till then, happy haunting.